Doddsy, it must be an exciting time for the boys and for yourself. FA Youth Cup away at Chelsea on Friday.
Yeah, the Youth Cup games, they're great games, great nights. A little bit of pressure, you see what the players can do, but really looking forward to it. The lads are in good fettle, and that's important.
We've mentioned it so many times already, but it was so close to being out at the first hurdle. So every game's been a bonus, really.
Yeah, Sheffield United pushed us right to the hill, and 30 seconds to go, I think it was. Got through that in extra time, and then at Fulham, again, difficult sort of start the game, and then come away at the end with the result. And then obviously Wolves with a decent performance. Sometimes you think, is that the writing on the wall?
I suppose Josh Barrett hoping to be back involved. Of course, he's not been in the under-18s for a few weeks because he's been involved in the first team, which has been brilliant for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, as we say, with these games, it's the closest I think to making his first team debut. And he's been away training with the first team, doing well with the first team on the training park, on the bench a couple of times. And now he's back with the lads, come back into training, and you always worry how they're going to settle. But himself and Gabriel Osho, who's been away with the first team, they've come back and just fitted in brilliantly, so that's great news.
And full well, I'm sure, that Chelsea are going to be stern opposition. Obviously, they've always provided a challenge in the league, and I'm sure you went over to Wimbledon to watch them too, where they were impressive on that evening.
Yeah, I think this league that we're in, this Cat 1 league, and certainly the FA Youth Cups are all the best teams of these clubs, and it's great to measure yourself against them. And see, what sort of players would get into their team and what would get into the first team,
And finally, I was going to ask, of course, the league splits now. We're going to be playing some games against tough teams like Man City, Liverpool, Everton as well in the next sort of few months.
Yeah, again, it's like the Champions League, if you like, the top 4 teams from the north and against the top 4 from the south, and some great clubs in there. Everton, Liverpool, Man City, I think it's Blackburn. Also down, Chelsea again, Marseille's, Fulham, and West Ham. So, real top challenges for the boys.
Have you seen if you think back to the start of this season, have you seen the boys kind of grow on and off the pitch?
Yeah, they've really pleasantly surprised us. The lads. I think what's been important is not only have they sort of in pre-season, you just got little inklings of it, where they've beaten Millwall and things, by, I think it was 5-0, and they usually give us a real good game. So all of a sudden you start to think actually that they gel together well. And then as the season's gone on, they've managed to sort of get results, and also then that's improved confidence. So now there's 3 or 4 lads in there who you think, you could be ready to move up, sort of thing.